Hey everyone! In today's video, I am sharing some timeless and season-neutral decorating tips and ideas in a couple different spaces around my home. I have a few tips to share for styling a small bathroom, side table styling ideas for the living room, as well as some kitchen table and kitchen island styling ideas. As always, we will keep things simple and affordable. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the little half bath on the main level of our home. I don't think I've shared this space since we've done a few updates in here a couple months ago. We replaced the pedestal sink in here, the light fixture, as well as all of the bathroom fixtures. I wanted to share just a couple easy ideas for styling a space like this. While this space is small, spaces like this can be a bit of a challenge to style. My first tip is to add functionality using storage that looks pretty, like this thrifted basket I used for toilet paper. Next, I am layering in this tiered basket in the corner. I love the color of this basket. It adds a warmth to the space. I am going to be styling it with a simple piece of greenery and some folded towels. We swapped out the pedestal sink that used to be here and added in this vanity that has a cabinet for storage. It's in this beautiful green grayish color. It has the shelf on the bottom, so I thought it would be the perfect place to add another pop of green. I already have this piece of artwork I made using a picture from a trip that we took to Maui, which brings me to my second tip, bringing in artwork to a small space for a pop of color and interest. I wanted some artwork that had water elements but still had that vintage look and feel. I searched the public domain and then just printed the images on watercolor paper. I took the glass out of the frames and then tucked it in the back because I think it adds to the authentic look of a painting. I am styling one of the frame prints on a picture easel. These are such great styling pieces to have. I have thrifted almost all of my picture easels and they just make the print look effortlessly styled. For the other side of the shelf, I just placed a pot with some neutral dried florals, and I love the texture that these bring into the space while still being very season neutral. Next, we are moving into the living room, and you might remember this little side table that I shared in a previous video that I bought on Marketplace for just $30. Side tables can be a little bit tricky spaces to style as well because you want them to feel put together, but you still want them to be functional. For each styling, I'm going to work with groups of 3 with objects varying in height. First, I have the tall item, which in some cases might be a lamp, but I have a floor lamp over here, so I am using this wicker wine bottle as my tall object. I have just a single neutral stem in the bottle. I am layering in a small book and then a small framed print. For the second styling, I am using the same wicker wine bottle, but I removed the step this time. I love this piece because it adds warmth and texture to my living room. You could use any wicker piece here to achieve the same look. I am using some faux greenery here, but in just a moment I will show you the same style with a real plant if you are someone who prefers real plants. I always love to share many different ideas here on my channel. For the third styling, I'm starting with this white pitcher, which is another favorite timeless staple that I use all around my home. I have some simple greenery in here, and I love the very organic look these stems give to the space. Next, I have a stack of antique books that I DIY'd, and I have a full tutorial on how I did this DIY project in another video that I will link here for you. I do have mismatched end tables in my living room space. I like the collected look that this adds in my home. The table on the other side of the couch also needed to be a bit more narrow because it is a small corner and I didn't want the furniture to feel too crowded over there. To style a small table like this, I already had a lamp, so I am just simply going to add a small book and some coasters. This helps the table to feel styled without taking away from functionality. For the last portion of the video, we are going to head into my kitchen. I have a very classic color combination in my kitchen, black and white. I have a couple of simple and timeless kitchen table styling ideas, as well as a few for kitchen islands. If I had to pick just one item to recommend as a home decor staple, it would probably be a basket tray like this one. I use this time and time again, and it moves all over my home. It is the perfect way to make a styling feel intentional and put together. I found this one at HomeGoods around this time of the year a couple years ago. I am still waiting for flowers to bloom in my garden, so for the time being, I added some neutral faux flowers in a white pitcher. I am using a grouping of 3 again with heights that gradually reduce in size. I made this glass cloche back in a spring video using a thrifted vase and an old knob. I will link that video here for you if you're interested to see how I made this. There are so many different ways to style a cloche, but for this one, I just put a stack of butter pats and a small pitcher. Styling your kitchen table using a basket tray is also so nice because you can just pick up the whole tray and move it instead of individual items if you needed additional space. I'm going to finish the whole styling with these thrifted Fultz Craft salt and pepper shakers. For the next styling, I am adding in a bowl with some artichoke bowl filler. I picked this up at HomeGoods a while ago and it was very affordable. I love the pop of color that it adds to the space. For the kitchen island stylings, I am sharing 3 different ideas. I am starting with what I usually keep here, which is an antique wood riser and the hydrangea inside the wire cloche. But I know that these pieces might be hard to find, so the next stylings will not include these. If you wanted a similar look, you could use a large wood cutting board as the base. I brought over the bowl of artichokes. You could also use fresh fruit here as well. I found this antique wine bottle holder and I am just adding a candle to that. Here I have removed the wood riser. I brought back the wicker wine bottle, but you could also use a basket or a pitcher to achieve a similar look. If you are someone who prefers a more simplistic look on your island, try adding a large plant in a basket. The basket adds warmth and texture to the space, but keeps the items on the counter minimal. In this week's Cozy Chats, I thought I would share a go-to list of timeless decor staples. You could screenshot this and save it for reference as you are designing and decorating your home. Let me know in the comments if there is anything that you would add to this list. I also wanted to highlight a few important things about my channel and what you will find here. Creating a cozy home is my passion, and sharing attainable and affordable ways to do so with all of you is my love. It's always my hope that you find inspiration and that you take away ideas that you can tweak and use in your own home. If you are looking for perfection, that you won't find here. But if you are looking for ways to create a home that honors the imperfections of life and embraces learning, trying new things, and finding the story you want your home to tell, well, those things you will most definitely find here. Thank you all that have been here, and for those of you who are new, I hope that you will stay a while. In next week's video, I will be sharing all my ideas for decorating your home on a budget and still create that warm, cozy cottage charm. As always, I hope that you got some inspiration for your home from this video. If you love thrifting, easy DIY projects, and affordable decorating tips, I hope that you will subscribe and join me here every Wednesday. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you next week.